Hello, good evening. It's me, Celine Flores, and welcome to my channel, Celine Negrasha Vlog. For today, I wanted to share with you the things that we have to know about sponsoring our parents and grandparents for 2020. I myself also tried to sponsor and submitted my interest to sponsor my parents, which is my mom, and hopefully we will be able to be selected this year because last year I didn't get in. So for the 10,000 cupping, hopefully we'll be able to get it this time. Please bear with me because it's gonna be my first time to do a personal blog in English, so some of my terminologies wasn't understandable, so please bear with me. I'm gonna try my best to let you understand what I'm talking about, okay? So don't judge me so much. So what are the things that we have to know with the sponsorship for parents this year? Okay, let's figure this out. It's gonna be a learning experience for you and for me as well. So I have an audience here. My husband is listening while eating. So correct my English if I'm wrong. Just kidding. What do you need to know? So first, we have to find out or figure out if we meet the income requirements. So there is a minimum income requirement that they were talking about before you apply. So you have to be qualified for the 3 consecutive years, like your net income, your total net income for yourself and for your husband. I'll be sharing it with you later on. But first, let's figure this out. So you can sponsor your own parents and grandparents if you are at least 18 years old, you live in Canada, you're a Canadian citizen, and a permanent resident of Canada, or a person registered in Canada as an Indian under the Canadian Indian Act. Of course, you also have to prove that you have enough money to support the persons you want to sponsor. You gotta see or look into the proof of income table if you meet the requirements. Again, I'm gonna share it to you later on. I think I have it here. Just for example, hang on a second. So, if there is 2 persons, the minimum necessary income for 2020. So, sorry about that. Sorry for the interruption. So, for this year 2020, the minimum necessary income for 2 persons, like in the family, is 32,270. For 3 persons, it's like 39,672. For 4 persons, it's 48,167. I'm talking about dollars, okay? So for 5 persons, it's 54,630. For 6 persons, it's 61,613. For 7 persons, like 7 family members, the minimum income requirement is 68,598. And for each additional person, it's 6,985. So those people that are able to meet the income requirement for sponsoring your parents, they are able to sponsor their parents. The CIC or IRCC is encouraging everyone that is only eligible to apply. Like if you are qualified, you apply. But if you aren't meeting the requirements, they are not encouraging you to apply because it's gonna be adding up to the checking requirement of the CIC personnel. Do I make sense? Going back, also you will be able to sponsor your parents if you live outside of Quebec. You can become a sponsor but you have to financially take care of the persons you are sponsoring for a period of time. You are committing to provide financial support for your sponsored family members for 20 years, starting when they become a permanent resident. So I'm talking about this one with the Quebec. So since we are here in Saskatchewan or Alberta and other provinces, I'm not gonna tackle this one because I'm not so certain. So we're not gonna look into it. Also, you can, if you live in Quebec, there's also another way to sponsor your parents and grandparents. They will also assess your income. So yeah. So who are the people that can't sponsor their parents or grandparents? So it says here, if you are less than 18 years old, if you won't live in Canada when you apply to sponsor your parents and grandparents, or when your parents and grandparents become permanent residents, your primary also, if you are not able to sponsor, or you can't sponsor your parents if you're not a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident in Canada, or a person registered in Canada as an Indian under the Canadian Indian Act. If you're also temporary resident, that is you're visiting, studying, or working in Canada as on a visa or work permit. Or you aren't also allowed to sponsor your parents if your permanent residence application is still in process, so you are not yet confirmed PR. So you may not be eligible to sponsor if you are in jail, prison, or you didn't pay back any immigration loan and others. So this is very broad. I'm not gonna mention it to you because it's all about like bankruptcy, social assistance receiving, convicted of violent criminal offense, or can't legally stay in Canada. I'm not gonna discuss that furtherly because it's a common thing that you are not supposed to you are not allowed to sponsor your parents if you have some issues like that, because you're not gonna be cleared. So last November, they sent out an invitation to sponsor your parents. The capping or the quota is only 10,000 because it's COVID. They tried to lessen the accepting or the application that they're gonna accept. The application that they're gonna accept. So since it's a draw, they will only pick 10,000. So they will add up the 10,000 remaining for next year. So it's gonna be 30,000 applicants that they're gonna accept for that year, for the year 2021. So let's see if you are eligible to sponsor. So if you submit the interest to sponsor form, you are needing your details, like your personal details. Like for me, my details was asked, like where do I live, my SIN number, my job description, or what am I doing, like what is my job. They also ask for my permanent residency card or passport or any type of documentation stating my ID. So I only submitted my permanent resident card. That's what I did. I think my sister also applied, but I'm not so sure if she was able to successfully apply since I did already. So the interest to sponsor form only took me like a minute or so to answer because it's so easy, it's so quick. So for those that doesn't know what it looks like, it's just gonna be asked your personal details and your parents' details. So how old are they, like what's their name, passport, I believe, documentation like that. I couldn't remember anymore the exact details that they were asking, but it's so easy. You only need a copy or a PDF file of your ID to be uploaded. That's all that's crucial for that. And also, you must be able to support your parents financially and make sure they don't need social assistance from the government. So that's one thing that you have to know too. So it says here the processing time is 20 to 24 months, but it depends. Sometimes it will take them longer, sometimes it will only take them like months. So depending on the immigration officer that's handling your papers, and depending on the completeness of your application, if everything was smoothly done, like there's nothing missing, everything was filled, it will be quick for you to like, it will be quick for them to ask for your further details like police reruns, things like that. So the fees that is associated with sponsoring a parent or grandparent is 1,050 each, and that is in dollar. So that's how much it costs. After they do the draw, I believe it's gonna be next month. I just heard and I just read that it's gonna be next month. They will make an announcement on their Facebook page or social media accounts that they will announce if they send out the invitations for us. So everybody's waiting. I am waiting too. Next month, hopefully it's gonna be first week that they will let us know who got the 10,000 lucky selected sponsors, because I believe it's gonna be like 100,000 or more than 100,000 that's trying to apply or trying to sponsor their parents. So the lucky people can get in, like 10,000 only. So hopefully my mother will be able to get in. So what else? You will be, like I mentioned earlier about the amount that you have to meet for 2020. I couldn't open the interest to sponsor form anymore, so I couldn't share it to you, but it's just easy. The details is just easy. There's just few questions, personal questions, and the details of your mother. Also, what else do you have to know? After sending the interest to sponsor form, yes, I mentioned that you will be receiving. So like if you are invited to sponsor your parents, like if you are one of the lucky people that get the that successfully get the invitation to sponsor your parents, you will be asked to send all the necessary documentations, what you call this, within 60 days. They have to receive your sponsorship application within 60 days. That is the exact deadline for you to apply for the invitation they send. So if your application isn't complete, they will return it without processing it. However, the 2020 process, we know that you may not get your 2020 notice of assessment until after you apply. So for the 2020 process, we'll accept your application if you submit your NOAs for the 2018 and 2019 tax years, and submit your 2020 NOAA as soon as it's available. So that makes sense. So meaning, if you were selected, you will only submit 2018 and 2019 at first, and then as soon as you file for your 2020 and you receive the notice of assessment, it will be later be asked. You have to provide that. So if you mail your application and they get it after the deadline, they will return it to you. You can't defer your invitation and apply later. You won't get another invitation. So meaning, you have to be on time. You have to be very careful when submitting the documentation and watch for your time frame. So if you're not invited to apply, they will also send a letter that saying that you you weren't selected to sponsor your parents. But your parents and grandparents can still visit for extended periods. Like for my mom, she is on super visa for like a certain years. Like I'm not sure if it's 10 years. So she can stay for a maximum of 2 years. So we're just extending her stay every 6 months. So that's an option if you want to. If you didn't get the selection for sponsoring your parents. What else that we have to know? Yes, if you get invited, you must apply to become a sponsor, and your parents or grandparents must apply for permanent residence. So it should be sent at the same time. Like what I said, I think I mentioned that. So you will be asked for your UCI number or client ID number. You have to pay for your application fees online. And then latter part, you might be asked for medical and biometrics or fingerprints. In the Philippines, you can do that through the Manila Canadian Embassy in Makati. They will be also asking for police clearance as far as I know. You can also use a representative, a Canadian immigration representative if you don't want to do it on your own. So with my case, I know I can do it. Like I did my own permanent residency and my husband's sponsorship. I did it on my own and it was successful. So I think with this one, I'm just gonna do it on my own as well. Because like you'll be able to save money. It's so expensive to pay for the representatives or the immigration lawyer or representative. It's so expensive. But if you can afford, go ahead. I'm not telling you to, or I'm not stopping you to hire somebody that could help you make things easier. So if you visit the CIC website, it will tell you all the details that you have to know with mailing instructions. So with mailing instruction, it will take time. So you better be prepared if you get the invitation. During the processing, we'll ask the person you're sponsoring to submit their biometrics. Your family members must show this letter within 30 days. So they have 30 days to give the biometrics. Medical exam, police certificates. What else? What else? I am just browsing. I'm also learning. After we apply, yeah, I said that 20 to 24 months. So how they process our application. So they will review that, and if it's incomplete, the fees are missing, they will return the documents to you. So if you did pass the review for sponsoring your parents, like there's nothing wrong, everything was filled, everything was complete, you will be able to receive application number and acknowledgement of receipt. So these things are gonna be shown in the online, like in the online. If you create your details online, like the GC key, you'll be able to access that. So if they refuse your application as a sponsor, you can withdraw your no, you won't be able to withdraw the $75 sponsorship fee, but you'll get the other fees back. But if you wanted to push through with the application, you won't get any fees, like any payments back. So yeah, if they start processing your application, they will send a letter with you with application number. You will get it a few weeks after or even months. But since it's COVID, expect the delays. they won't know when will it be, because I think there's a lot of backlogs with the CIC right now. I'm not so certain. Like, I just read online that the spousal is taking so much time for them to process the biometrics and stuff like that. So what else do we have to know? If you have any changes like birth, marriage, or divorce, or anything that they ask from the beginning from the sponsor, you should let them know. You should let the CIC know. So there is also some undertakings that you have to do, like you have to to confirm that you're supporting your parents and grandparents. You will be later asked for passport or photocopies of your parents' passports, immigration photos, the right of permanent residence fee. What else? There's a lot of things that they would ask in the latter part, like medical. Before your arrival, they will be sending you the COPR, or copy of permanent residence. So that is the documentation you present to confirm your PR, or permanent residency. So the immigration can also refuse your parents' PR, and they will let you know why refuse it. But you can also appeal if if you think the decision wasn't right. So yeah. For the sponsors, you can check the status of their application by using the online tool. That's what I was saying with GC Key or sign-in tools. There's a lot, like you will be able to find it into the CIC website. If you wanted to check your parents and grandparents' status, you must first request to get access to their information. Oh, so we need that. For the parents, or for the persons being sponsored, you can check your application in two ways. Create an online or link their paper application once the process has been started, or use an online tool. So these things you will be able to find in the website. So if the processing took forever than the normal processing time, you can contact them using the web form. So it's also seen in the website. Keep your information up to date. Don't mail any changes for your contact or application information. It could lead to a delay of processing the application itself. If you want to handle your parents and grandparents' application for them, you'll be asking us what we call receipt you want to fill out. So for me, with my parents, I'm acting as a representative. So I have to write. I have to have the permission to access all the necessary information on behalf of my parents. They will be, if you want to check on your parents and grand station, you may want to have access to your parents and grandparents, but not act as their representative. So your parents will have to provide a written consent for CIC before you deal with them. Like before you share, or before they share any details with regards to the application. So you have to have the written application for that, so you can access the information for your parents. What else we need to know? Like I'm also learning for sure if I will be able to get the interest to sponsor. Like I mean, if I get selected for that 10,000 copying or quota, I will be sharing with you the step by step that I'm going to do. I'm gonna be doing a personal blog with that, so we'll be able to successfully do that together. Again, if you wanted to hire a consultant, that's up to you. I'm not stopping you from doing that. It's just that I'm sharing all the things that we need to know with the parents and grandparents sponsorship this year. And hopefully, even if my communication skills is not that excellent, you understand or you understood what I'm trying to say or talking about. Again, watch out for the upcoming weeks. Hopefully, this coming first week of December, we'll receive an email with regards to who got in and who didn't made it. So watch out for more videos, for more blogs with regards to sponsoring our parents and grandparents. You can also subscribe to my channel. You'll be able to watch my Tagalog version of how to get the tourist visa or how to sponsor your spouse. I think the audio for that is kinda it wasn't an excellent like the sound wasn't so excellent, so I have to redo it in the long run. So for now, that's what I'm going to share with you, all the things that we have to know. And let's keep on praying that we'll be selected for this upcoming sponsorship for 2020. So my mom can get her permanent resident card, especially the health card. We need it before she come back to Canada. So good luck, guys. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Selena Gracia Vlog. Have a good day. Bye!